right, so final product, y'all. So just to kind of run through this really quick, we're gonna start off with the intake. So this is where the water pumps into the hose. So you see we've got a foot valve here. This is a 1¼ inch foot valve. We've got that connected with this 1/4 inch fitting, 1¼ inch fitting. And then it's going to the 1¼ inch pipe. Now, what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna drop that in there. And so obviously this is where we're gonna fill up with water. Now, once this fills up with water, like I said, I might install a float, which means the float will be here. And as this fills up, the float will float up and then it'll stop the hose from putting any more water into the bucket. For now, I don't really need that though, because I know the flow is gonna be way more than what I need anyways. So anyways, now that's the intake. You see here, we've got this fitting that connects right on top of here. And so that's where we'll be pumping the water up through into the pump. Now, this is the outlet. So what I'm gonna have to do is take this fitting right here, and we've already got this converted. This is a 1 inch, I believe, and we had to convert it. Well, actually it's still a 1 inch. This is the conversion. And this will convert it over to the 2 inch so that we can then connect our hose. See it there? So I'm gonna put all this together. Let's get started. So, like I said, starting with the intake, we'll get a close up real quick. That's the foot valve connection. We're gonna go ahead and put that together now. Okay, so because I know this will be hard to work with, I'm going to take this out before I begin doing anything else, as it runs away from me. And we'll zoom that in a little bit more. And so, now obviously the measurements for stuff like this are going to be slightly different depending on your system. You may even have some different fittings that you're using. So I'm not gonna go into detail about every single fitting. You do need a foot valve on the end of your intake. That's probably one of the most important things. And when you cut this PVC and you're working with it, make sure that you get all of this PVC trash and stuff. If you didn't use a pipe cutter, I used a saw. But just any PVC cuttings or anything that going into your pump, it could be a problem. So starting with our inlet end, we're gonna take our foot valve. We'll take the fitting that connects to it, and we're gonna need some thread tape. So take our thread tape, and we'll just wrap it good. I'm thread tape on there. I'm not gonna argue with you about how much thread tape to use, because everybody seems to have their own idea about it, but use some, regardless of how much you wanna use. Okay, so we'll get that. A few good wraps, boom, and go ahead and put that on there. Okay, got that on there. And so we've got that done. Now, fit this. You're gonna wanna make sure everything's exactly how you want it. Like I said, good, clean, everything's clean, because you can't go back. Once it's done, it's done. So make for sure that you got it exactly how you want it, okay? Make sure that's clean and clear. And so now what I'll do, you start with your primer. Make sure you've got everything ready. So we're just gonna take our primer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We're gonna go around the outside here, and then we're also going to put it on the inside of our fitting, and then we'll take our cement and We'll just go a little bit on the inside there too. A little bit on the outside here. And now once you get that on there, it's gonna bond pretty good, pretty fast, so beware. Now we're gonna finish up the part of the intake that actually goes to the pump. So right there, you see we've got, this is just a 1 1/4 coming out from the pump. We've got a little piece of 1 1/4 pipe to stick in there. Then we've got an elbow to connect it. So that's gonna go down to that pipe that we just made. Once again, check, make sure nothing in there that we don't wanna be in there. And we'll just go through the same exact process here. So, let's see, we'll go a little bit of primer. This stuff stinks, holy cow. Can't even think straight, okay. A little bit of cement. And get it in there. All right, make sure that's in there real good. Now we'll do the same thing with the elbow. A little bit more careful on that one. Get that on there, rotate it, push it in, and hopefully we get the connection we need. So now that everything's had a little bit of time to dry, let's kind of go over and see what we've done. So we've got our intake here, the beginning, and this is our foot valve that we did. So like I said, that's gonna drop down into the tank, right? So once you drop that in, we have this piece that's gonna connect to the pump that we just glued together. So that'll elbow right on top of there. And then we'll screw that into the pump. So that's gonna be the end of our intake. So what I'm gonna need to do, I think I'm just gonna put thread tape on this side because I need to be able to access this and get back inside of here. So I don't wanna put cement on it yet. We're just gonna go ahead and lock it in with some good old thread tape. And that's the same reason we use thread tape on the foot valve as well. You don't wanna put cement on the foot valve and then get a clog and you can't get to it. You need access to it. You only want cement on the connections, what would you call that? The joints, I guess? I don't know, I'm not a plumber. But anyway, so we'll thread tape that. We'll get that into the machine. This is where a pipe wrench is needed. I'll do that part off camera because I don't even know where mine is. Matter of fact, let me grab a pipe wrench. Just look, isn't that beautiful? All right, so wasn't as hard as I thought. We got that part connected. So that's intake. That should pull water now. So let's move to the outlet. So this is our outlet. We've got, it starts with a 1 inch. So this is a 1 inch piece here, this fitting. And this is a 1 inch piece of pipe here. Now here's where it gets fun. This is actually 2 fittings. So you see, hold on, give me a second here. Okay, so again, this is just the inlet. We're converting that 1 inch inlet into a 2 inch so that we can connect our fire hose, because we got to have the fire hose. I cannot wait to use the fire hose. So we're gonna start with the base. Now again, I'm not cementing anything to the pump because I need access. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go over here to our good old pipe thread tape, and that one is cooked. So we'll just get another one, no biggie. And again, this is kind of preference. your system's gonna be different than mine depending on your use, depending on how much flow you're using. I mean, everybody's just gonna be slightly different. So, I mean, do what works for you. This is just giving an idea, okay? So, we'll go ahead and thread tape that. Now that will go directly into the pump. I don't know if you guys can see the pump on the camera, so I'll just leave that there. First piece to the pump. So that means next we'll go to the 1 1/4 inch pipe. So to do this, now I am gonna start with some cement, because now this entire assembly we can go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and put all of it together, because that's where our fire hose is gonna connect to. Shouldn't have an issue, shouldn't need to get back inside of it. So we'll go ahead and I think I'll just go on the table. It should be fine. So we'll go with some primer, a little bit of primer there, a little bit of primer here. Get our good old cement, a little bit of cement there. Yes indeed, a little bit of cement there. And connect it. Make sure you give it a twist when you connect it so everything kind of gets in there, gets mixed up good. Should be good to go, just like that. And now, this is the piece I was talking about. It's actually 2. So we had to convert from the pipe over to this fitting, and then we needed this fitting to make it a screw on so that we could screw the hose on. Like I said, not gonna get much into fittings because your specific setup will probably be different. There's so many ways to do this. Like, oh my gosh, I got so confused trying to build this. I've been to Home Depot like 7 times in 48 hours. I'm not exaggerating. Like, it's probably been at least 5 or 6. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Nothing's changed here. We'll go primer. We'll go cement. Get that on there real good. All right. Get a good twist on it, make sure everything's getting contact. Slide it on as good as you can. That should be good. Now we'll give that a minute to finish curing because that's kind of thick. Might want to let that sit like that. And then we'll do the same thing here. So we'll just go primer, cement, and I think we're just gonna leave the hose off. We might do some thread tape to connect the hose, but we want access to the hose. We don't want cement because we don't want it to be stuck. So yeah, we'll probably, might not even need thread tape. I don't know. We'll test it and see. That's the beauty of the system. I can test it, change what I need to change. I mean, it's just gonna be so much easier with this system compared to what we've been doing. So now we've got our outlet connection all done. I'm gonna go ahead and screw this into the pump. Probably gonna have to take a pipe wrench to it to tighten it, but for now I just want you guys to see the actual idea, and then once everything dries, we'll get it outside and we'll run it. But this is our fire hose connection. So the fire hose connection will just go right up top. And once, well, if I can get it on, there we go. All right, so fire hose connected and our system is completely put together. So once everything dries, we'll do our first test run. Stay tuned. All right, so final product, y'all. Looking good, looking good. Everything's tightened up, connected. I took a pipe wrench to it, tightened it all the way down. We're gonna have to prime it through here before we start it. So I'm gonna let everything cure for 24 hours though, just to be on the safe side. I probably don't have to. Pressure's not that high, but